All right, welcome back to the Man Down channel. As you can see from the thumbnail, I got a clip to play for you in regards to Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and this is Lamar Odom. Having a conversation with, I guess his name is Bootleg Kev because the name of his podcast is Bootleg Kev Podcast. So he's having a conversation with him, and he's asking him about who the GOAT is, and what he think about Michael Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron, and how he puts them in order and all that stuff. I'm gonna play for you how Lamar Odom answered those questions, and I'm gonna come out with my commentary. But before I go ahead and play that video, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you hit that thumbs up on your way in, and make sure you share this as well. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hear what Lamar Odom had to say and how he answered that question of who's the GOAT. All right, here we go.
LeBron or Jordan? Who's the GOAT?
Why would you ask me that? Michael Jordan.
I think you're wrong, but that's not here.
I think I'm wrong.
Yeah, I love Jordan. He's up there.
How old are you?
Hey, Jordan's my favorite.
You didn't get to see Michael Jordan?
Of course. I as a child, I have his posters all over my wall, but I still just think LeBron's better. He's been doing it at a high level way longer than Jordan did. Think about it. The year that Jordan came back and played with the Wizards, by the way, he still was putting up buckets. Almost took him to the playoffs.
I just think if you was like it, I don't know about some people that watch basketball the last 20, 30 years and really got to see Michael Jordan.
I just think that
the reasons why Michael Jordan is great, like LeBron just can't live up.
Yeah, but
it's
you could
good.
say
It's cool to be second though.
But you could say the same thing about Jordan. Jordan wasn't as great of a passer as LeBron. Jordan,
no, he couldn't do some things better, but just Michael Jordan.
I mean, LeBron's in what, year 20?
Yes, he's an amazing player. I agree with you.
Did you play?
There's just something about Michael Jordan is the it factor.
Did you play?
It's
no, of course. It's it's the 6 rings. It's the killer.
It's the killer instinct. The man. You just can't really compare players. Like
strictly basketball, all time. LeBron or Kobe?
Kobe Bryant. For the same reasons why I'm picking Michael Jordan.
You putting Kobe over LeBron?
Yeah.
I mean, he's your
for one game. I'm talking about for one game.
No. I mean,
game, 2 possessions.
I mean, we're talking about the GOAT list here.
Yeah. Kobe Bryant.
You put Kobe over LeBron.
Kobe Bryant is and the reason why I'm picking Michael Jordan, I mean Kobe Bryant, is because Michael Jordan, he's the set the bar.
Yeah.
And Kobe Bryant was the only one that was chasing Michael Jordan's greatness. And it was obvious.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
From his walk, from the fadeaway, from his will. Motherfucker had 81 points.
he said he had 81 points, man. Come on. So I'm gonna backtrack and start from the beginning, man. The first thing he said, the guy who was interviewing Lamar Odom asked the question. He said, Michael Jordan or LeBron, and you couldn't see from the audio, of course, but the face that Lamar Odom made when he asked him that, like how are you even asking me that? Like, it's MJ, and LeBron didn't even get close enough to start making that comparison, and that's the honest to God truth. LeBron never got close enough as a player to be compared to Michael Jordan. And some people that are around the sport as fans who never were ball players at any level, right? They don't understand that because they're looking at it just based on a statistical, what you've done on paper standpoint, right? And there's other people who are looking at it specifically as basketball players, right? How much did you develop your game? How close to perfection did you get at basketball on both ends of the floor? And mentally as well, as far as mental toughness and all that stuff. So we looking at all that stuff. So when he asked him Mike or LeBron, he made the face and he said Mike. And he immediately came back with saying, but LeBron has done it for so long and was good for so long, which is accomplishment in its own right that can be championed. But that's not going to make you a better player than someone, right? If I played for my college team for 1 year as a freshman, and then I went pro, and then you played all 4 years, what sense does it make for me to compare the all-time numbers for your college career and the all-time numbers for my college career? I obviously left early, which is what Michael Jordan did in the pros. He didn't play 20 years, right? He played, I guess, what's equivalent to 15. I think he played, and double check me on that, but I think he played about 13 years. And when he retired after he hit the shot with Utah, and out of those 13 years, one of them was a half a year because he came back from playing baseball, and the other year was a half a year because he broke his foot his sophomore season in the league, and he missed half that season. So out of the 13 years he played, 2 of them were half a seasons, right? And then of course he came back and played 2 years with the Wizards as a 38-year-old, 39-year-old, and he retired at 40, I think, maybe even 41. But anyway, the whole point is comparing all-time numbers and comparing that LeBron was able to keep his body at peak performance to a level where he could still be a top 10, top 5 player in the league in his 20th year is phenomenal. And it should be talked about as a phenomenal feat. But that doesn't make him better than Michael Jordan. So when people bring that up, I mean, it's not even a point worth making. Is he better than MJ? No. All right. The second thing Lamar said is that Michael Jordan made himself the standard. Right now, people that was considered the GOAT before MJ, like Kareem, you know, I don't even think the term greatest of all time or GOAT was even a popular thing before Kareem. So I don't think it was ever Oscar or Bill Russell. But the first time we ever mentioned someone as being the greatest was Kareem. What he did at the high school level, what he did at the college level, what he did at the pro level. He won on every level. You know, he retired being the number one scoring player, and he still holds that record now until LeBron breaks it this season. You know, things of that nature, 6 rings. You know, I mean, he was just an amazing player, and that was the greatest to us. And then, you know, Magic, Bird kind of got in that conversation. Of course, Dr. J was kind of in there, and then here comes this Michael Jordan guy. Not only did he have the skill on the floor, not only did he have the personality, not only did he have the swag, not only was his game flashy, not only did he win dunk contests, he made it look pretty. He was mentally tough. He won. He scored. He did it on both ends. He was in shape. Like everything you would want from a player, he epitomized it. And as far as perfecting his craft, you can look at Magic, Bird, Kareem. They all had flaws in their game, you know, that we couldn't say if perfection is here, the closest player that got to perfection had to be MJ. I don't think it's another player that was there, right? So that's what we call setting the standard. That's the bar. He set the bar, right? Not only for wing players, it's 100% for wing players. If you was 6'5" to 6'7" and you played 2 guard and you was a wing, as soon as you came in the league, it didn't matter if it was Stackhouse, Kobe, Harold Miner, Vince Carter, as soon as Ray Allen, as soon as you came in the league, you was compared to MJ. So for wing players, Mike was the standard. For superstars, period, Mike was also the standard, even if you was a big man, because you can take the mental toughness, the fact that he played on both ends of the floor, how he competed, how he didn't miss games, you know, things of that nature. That was the standard, how he carried himself off the court, endorsement deals, all of that. He was the bar in every way in the NBA. So, and for you to surpass him as the greatest of all time, you have to surpass him as a player first. You can't fall short of MJ as a player and then be considered better than him because you played long enough to break records and accumulate stats, right? The only player that got close to MJ as a player was Kobe. You can't tell me that the best player we've ever seen before we even seen Kobe and LeBron was MJ, right? and MJ was a 85+% free throw shooter. His mid-range game where he could shoot, he had a pretty form. He could score inside, outside. He could score off the ball. He could score with the ball. He played defense all the way up until his 40th birthday. You know, he didn't stop playing defense when he was 30. Right? He played defense both ends of the floor forever. He was a scoring machine. Like, all of those things are good. And then you had this other player come in and be like, he can't shoot free throws. He can't really shoot. He just started hitting threes consistently in his 13th year. Right? You can't tell me the bar is here, and then another player comes along and you set the bar lower and say that's the new bar. So until a player comes along to push that bar higher than what MJ pushed it, which is what Kobe almost did. The only as a player, as far as perfecting his craft, I think Kobe was able to do that. What Kobe fell short at is the paper resume, which is also part of it. And the reason why his paper resume doesn't look as good as Jordan's is because he came in the league playing behind Eddie Jones, Van Exel, and he played 2 years as a 17, 18, 19-year-old player coming from the bench. And then when he finally got in the starting lineup, he was playing beside the most powerful force in the league ever, arguably, in Shaquille O'Neal. Right, so he had to play the number 2 role for about 4 or 5 years with Shaq, and then he finally got his own squad, and we were able to see how great he really was. So when people are grading him on paper, he's not going to grade as high as someone like MJ. He might not even grade as high as somebody like LeBron. LeBron on paper might have a better grade than Kobe. LeBron on paper might have an A+ on paper. Kobe might have an A. Right? But as a player, as far as how great Kobe got as a player, I give Kobe an A+, and I give LeBron the A. So that's how I look at that. And Michael Jordan had A+ in both on paper and on the floor. He as far as a player, he's the player that has the least amount of flaws in his game. And the only flaw he really had in his game, people would say probably is his 3-point shooting. But I think that was the weakest part of his game, but I don't think it was a flaw. A flaw to me can be exploited. If I can go in the practice room and in the film room and say, this guy can't shoot the 3 well enough, so we're going under all his screens. We're going to give him 6 feet of space when he has the ball and force him to shoot the 3, and it's going to work. Then that's a flaw. But I've yet to see anything on offense or defense for Michael Jordan that can be exploited where they say, this is the game plan, let him shoot. I can't see that for LeBron. The game plan would be give him 6 feet, let him shoot the 3. That's how Dallas and San Antonio beat him. Put him at the free throw line, right? Especially late, and he's not going to hit it. And make him shoot mid-range as well. Don't let him get to the rim. Those was flaws that he had to fix. His post game was a flaw as well. That's why he had to go and seek out Hakeem Olajuwon. But he got better at so many of those things. At year 20 now, he has less flaws than he did 5 years ago. But Michael Jordan didn't have those flaws at all. So Michael Jordan was a more complete player. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. That Lamar Odom come out there and say that stuff. People put Kobe out of the top 3 far too often, and that's only because the people who's leading that conversation in the media are only grading the paper. They're only grading players on paper, right? If you hear them having this conversation on ESPN right now about the GOAT, they're only going to be talking about what's on paper: points per game, rebounds per game, assists per game, record, X, Y, and Z. No one's going to sit there and talk about what this player can and can't do on the floor, what holes are in that player's game. They're not going to talk about that. They're just going to talk about numbers, paper. That's it. And everybody don't look at it that way. But let me know how y'all see it, man. Does Lamar Odom make a good point? Is Michael Jordan and Kobe ahead of LeBron? I think so. Let me know what you think in the comments, and then I catch y'all on the next video.